Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Inksmith, and today I will be talking about the downfall of a very disgusting art-based YouTuber within the art community known as Shadman or Shadbase. Shadai Prajan was born on September 9th, 1990, and is better known online as Shadman or Shadbase. He is a Swiss YouTuber and an artist who is known for Rule 34 pornographic art and webcomics. If you're unsure what Rule 34 is, please do not Google it right now. It is pretty much when you take any sort of popular character and or cartoon series and add the Rule 34 to it, which is a pornographic way of portraying these characters. It can be anything from game characters to even other artists online. He's known for making art of Loli and other characters such as Elastigirl. If you don't know what Loli is, it's pretty much the equivalent to pictures but done in art form is the nicest way I can say it for YouTube. It's very hard to be able to talk about this without getting my entire video canceled, and it's not something I'm very comfortable talking about either, so let's move on. He created his website, the Shadbase and Newgrounds account in 2009 and YouTube account in 2010. Ever since launching his online career, he would gain a cult following and would meet online friends. He has also become a controversial figure on the internet due to his art, but has still remained relevant in the internet culture. Around early 2019, Shadman stated he would quit drawing loli and pornographic art due to the gigantic amount of drama he's involved in. As far as history is concerned, not much was initially known about Shadman's personal life, but towards mid-2021, images of his actual face and other information surfaced. His mother, Karine, is of Swiss descent, and his father, Thaddeus, is an African-American originating from southern United States in Lafayette, Louisiana. Shadman was raised and grew up in Switzerland, presumably living most of his childhood in the city of Zurich, where he attended in art school. Eventually, the artwork in his portfolio was discovered, containing drawings that considered highly illegal and were called a menace to society, leading to him getting expelled from his school soon afterwards. Still wanting to pursue his dreams, he did freelance art before making his break online on Newgrounds in 2009. After serving in the army for a short period in Switzerland, he would later move to Canada and eventually the United States. He now resides in Los Angeles area in California. Content. Most of Shadman's videos consists of time-lapses of him drawing lewd art of fictional characters from pulp culture. Sometimes he'll draw art of other characters or something else relating to metal/goth culture. He will also give updates about his life or answers to questions he's been asked. He stopped uploading videos around 2018 after stating he would quit drawing vulgar art. Controversies. Now, where's where we get into the really juicy stuff? There's been quite a few controversies concerning Shadman, starting first with Ed Gold. Many people criticized him for his underage and politically incorrect art. One example is when Ed Gold died, to which Shadman responded by drawing art of Ed being raped by the Grim Reaper. However, Shadman and his friends, such as the Psychic Pebbles, Rice Pirate, and Spaz Kid, defended him because his art was meant to be offensive on purpose. If you don't know who Ed Gold was, he was a YouTube artist from back in the day when there was a comic series of his, which I believe is still running to this day. He was a well-known and beloved artist who was admired by many of us within the art community. He sadly did die from cancer, and his friends carried on his comic strip. Loli drawings. He's also drawn art of seductive underage girls called lolis, to which he's gotten into drama. Some fans defended him since most of the characters he drew were fictional, but he's drawn pornographic art of real underage people. He also has drawn Rule 34 of his own mother. Later on, Shadman had said that he regrets making the drawings and promised to take it off of his website. However, he didn't keep his promise as he continued to draw multiple underage girls, such as Soph, who at the time was 11. Due to the fact that he drew underage girls, the university he went to reported him to the authorities. Keemstar controversy. On Tumblr, someone asked him to make art of Keemstar's daughter, who was 7 years old at the time, giving Trump a, well, how do we say this nicely on YouTube? A BJ? There we go, that's a good way. He said he would do it if Trump won the election. When Trump did win, Shadman drew the art of Keemstar's daughter, portraying her in an overly sexualized manner, to which Keemstar responded by threatening to call the cops. Colossal is Crazy invited Shadman onto his stream to talk about it, and Shad said because he respected him, he would finally take it down. Later, Daphne Keene drawings were the next controversy on the list. This controversy got Shadman involved when he drew art of Daphne Keene, who was only 12 years old at the time of the art made of her, such as Keene being molested and beaten up. Leaked messages from Discord would surface of Shadman calling her a loli, prompting many of Shadman's friends and fans to question his decisions and art. While some defended him by saying that it's tasteless on purpose, many would send hate towards him, being called a pedophile and an edgelord. He would later receive a cease and desist from Daphne Keene's lawyer. If you don't know who Daphne Keene is, she's actually the girl who played the daughter of Wolverine in the Logan movies. He apparently drew a really disgusting picture of Logan both raping her and pissing on her, which sounds insanely gross. I would never look this up, and I don't suggest you do either. Alleged assault. On October 28, 2021, Shadman was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon in Los Angeles. This became known on social media after the Kiwi Farms Twitter account posted Shadman's court records. His hearing is scheduled for the 19th of November. Many people online became appalled by the arrest, and some even celebrated it. But on November 18th, Shadman returned to Twitter, saying to not worry about him and that he's doing fine. However, his posts would receive mixed reactions. So today you really got to ask yourself, what kind of legacy has this guy left within the art community? Well, he's pretty much seen as a pariah at this point, and I don't think any of us would count him among us as a fellow art community member, and I don't think any of us would want to support his art. He apparently has done all sorts of wretched stuff. One of the worst, which I remember specifically, was his actual avatar for his channel being based on an SS officer, which is one of the most cruelest officers within the Nazi army. He also apparently has tons of drawings that are pornographic of his own mother, which I really don't have words to define how effed up that is. And apparently the worst part about all this is that after he had gotten arrested for assaulting someone in California, he had pretty much been addicted to heroin at the time. And it turns out that he had kind of gone into a sort of downward spiral, letting his life get completely out of hand. Because he had been cut off from a lot of his art community members and from any sort of commission, as no one really wanted to be connected to such a pariah and someone excommunicated by the art community as a whole, it was getting harder and harder for him to get commissions from anyone. One of the weirdest thing, which a lot of people don't talk about anymore, is that Elvis the Alien at the time supported Shadman and actually shouted him out as being someone who stood out for free speech, where I'm not sure why you would do that, and it seems like he's completely disavowed now, but I think we do need to call attention to the fact that that was something Elvis the Alien shouted out and was going to support, until I guess finally even Shadman pushed it past where he was comfortable supporting his quote-unquote free speech. You know, there's all different types of art out there, and I'm supportive of pretty much any type that there is, but I feel like anything that supports the abuse of children is just not right. It's very disgusting. It's completely against the ethos of art, which is art reflects life, and usually it's supposed to help us reflect on life and gain more knowledge about how we can become better as a people. Sometimes horrific things are drawn within art, but usually those are to help us reflect on some of the worst parts of humanity. In this case, it was used as a parody or a joke, which I don't see how that would ever be appropriate, as I never see where pedophilia could be a joking matter. At this point, no one's really heard much of Shadman. After he was arrested and waiting for his trial, the last we did hear of him was that he was addicted to heroin and completely strung out, ranting and raving on Twitter with all sorts of posts that made little to no sense. Most of the time ranting and raving to himself and not really connecting with anyone else online because pretty much, as I said, everyone distance themselves from this predator. It's kind of a disturbing thing to see someone with as much talent as him, because I'm not going to deny the guy had talent. He could draw quite well and definitely had a natural ability when it came to art. But what's really sad to see is someone with such a natural ability and a talent use their skill for something so disgusting and so predatory, to the point that not only do they become an outcast within their own community, but they eventually spiral into a world of darkness like Shadman did. These days, people say that he's still out there begging for commissions and money, that he's still hooked on heroin and awaiting trial, in which most cases he's probably going to be locked up for quite some time, and he's lost darn near everything online as far as any kind of communication via social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everything. What does that leave for him? I guess maybe time to fix himself, and I guess that's all we can hope for him at this point. That, and that he doesn't continue to hurt anyone else with his drawings or his mindset, and he's not allowed to become a real-life predator outside of his own art. Anyway, guys, that's just a short run-through of this one. I hope you enjoyed everything you heard today. Ooh, that doesn't sound right at all. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I've been the Inksmith, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.